Hey juniors and families of juniors. This is our 11th grade advisement presentation, which includes our required bridge law activity. Juniors received this presentation during the week of November 6th through November 10th. So let's start off by introducing our counselor. If your last name is A through DA, then your school counselor is Miss Ponticelli. Last names DE through JI have Mrs. Hawk as their counselor. Last names JO through O have Miss Jordan as their counselor. Last names P through RE have Mrs. Hanson. And last names RI through Z have Dr. White. If you ever need to make an appointment to see your counselor, please come to the counseling office. We're located right off of the cafeteria. You can walk in there and our student mentor will help you make an appointment using the computer. And stay connected with us. We're constantly updating our website and social media accounts, which include a lot of helpful information that you need to know. So visit these frequently. Okay, this is our agenda for our junior advisement presentation, and we're going to start off with graduation requirements. Okay, so in total, you need 23 credits to graduate from high school. These include 4 credits of language arts, which have to include 1 credit of 9th grade lit and 1 credit of American lit. You need 4 credits from math, which have to include algebra, geometry, and advanced algebra or algebra 2, along with a 4th math elective. So if you took foundations of algebra in your 9th grade year, that counts as a 4th math elective. However, if you're planning to go to a 4-year college or university following high school, you have to have 1 advanced math beyond that advanced algebra or algebra 2 class. So something like pre-calculus or advanced mathematical decision making or an AP math elective. You need 4 credits of science. So biology, chemistry or environmental science, physics or physical science, and then a 4th science, which could be an AP science class or a zoology class. Those all are included as well. You need 3 credits from social studies, which include world history, US history, and economics and government, which here at Sprayberry, we combine that econ and gov class into 1 course. So half of the class is economics and the other half of the class is government. You also need 1 credit of health and personal fitness. These are a half credit each. It's a combined class. It's this class by name. It will say health and personal fitness on your transcript. The only way that you can get out of taking health and personal fitness is taking 3 years of JROTC. The health and personal fitness curriculum is built into the JROTC program, and so you can exempt out of taking that health and personal fitness credit. You also need at least 3 credits from world languages, fine arts, and career tech. So it can be a combination of those 3 areas, or you can stay within 1. That's totally fine. If you're planning to go to a 4-year college or university, you do have to have 2 of the same world languages. So a Spanish 1 and Spanish 2, or a French 1, French 2, that has to be from the same world language. And then to finish off your 23 required credits, 4 can be electives of any kind, which can include additional core classes if you choose to take those. Okay, credits required to be a 12th grade student. So if you want to be promoted, this is what needs to happen. You need 16 credits that are already earned at the start of your 12th grade year. This has to include 2 English, 2 math, and 2 science credits. If you don't meet these requirements and you don't take them over the summer, then you'll remain an 11th grade student. Okay, now we're going to switch over to talking about your GPA. because there's different versions of a GPA. You have a regular GPA and a HOPE GPA. Under that regular GPA umbrella, it's broken up into two different types of GPA on your transcript. You'll see an unweighted GPA, which is all of your grades without extra quality points. So if you take an honors class or an AP class, you get extra quality points added for those. It's a half point for honors and then a full point for an AP class. Weighted GPA does include that half extra quality point for honors and then that full extra quality point for AP. Your core GPA looks only at math, ELA, science, social studies, and world language. Different colleges are going to look at different GPAs. They might just look at core only, or it might be a mixture of both. Some include those extra quality points, others don't. It's going to depend on the college that you're applying to. Your HOPE GPA. This GPA is not listed on your transcript. In order to know what your HOPE GPA is, you have to go to that Georgia Futures website, set up an account in order to see your HOPE GPA. Your HOPE GPA needs to be at least a 3.0. And HOPE only looks at those core classes and your world language classes. So keep that in mind. Okay, so what do the various colleges require? Technical colleges. So these are colleges that you can go to in order to get a certificate or a 2-year degree and then enter the workforce. You can also transfer from a technical college into a 4-year college. So this can be a great option if you didn't take those 2 world language classes in high school, or if maybe you need to improve your GPA, you can start off at a technical college and then transfer to a 4-year college. But technical colleges require you to have a high school diploma. For some, you might need to take the SAT, ACT, or the Accuplacer test. The Accuplacer test can be used for admission and course placement, and you go to the technical college in order to take that Accuplacer exam. The HOPE grant can be used for trade-focused certificate and diploma programs, and there's no GPA requirement. And we'll talk more about the HOPE grant in just a minute. So again, those 2-year colleges require that high school diploma. They require at least a 2.0 GPA in your core and academic coursework. You need to complete those 4 math units through advanced algebra, so that meets our graduation requirements. And then many 2-year colleges will accept students without the world language credits from high school. But in order to transfer to that 4-year college, if that's your plan, you need to take those world language credits at the 2-year college. The SAT and ACT may or may not be required. If you don't have to take the SAT or ACT, then you might have to take that Accuplacer placement test in order for the 2-year college to place you appropriately. So for 4-year colleges, you need those 4 math units, which includes a math beyond advanced algebra. So pre-calculus or advanced mathematical decision making. You need 2 years of the same world language. GPA requirements, you're going to have to look at the individual schools that you're applying to because those are going to vary. The same with the SAT and ACT minimums, you need to look at the individual schools. And then colleges in California, South Carolina, Louisiana, Ole Miss, and Tennessee schools require 1 unit of fine arts. The more selective 4-year colleges and universities look for more intensive classes. So they look for more AP classes or the mostly honors courses. They want a stronger GPA, oftentimes a 4.0 for UGA and Tech. They want stronger ACT, SAT scores. You need at least 2 years of the same foreign language, math through at least pre-calculus. And then they also look at things like, how did you get involved in your community during your high school years? Did you demonstrate any sort of leadership within those activities, whether they're sports or clubs or activities outside of school? But what did you do in your 4 years at high school? They also look at your essays to show your writing skills and the character of the applicants. And they also require letters of recommendation from counselors and teachers. Testing requirements. So the SAT or ACT. Colleges will accept either test. One is not better than the other. We recommend that you take both. Other tests that you may need could include the AccuPlacer, which is the placement exam for 2-year and technical colleges. And you'll schedule to take this at the college that you've chosen. The other one is the ASVAB, which is the Aptitude and Career Exam for entrance into the military. And this determines your eligibility for military jobs. But it's important to remember that it's your responsibility to check with the individual colleges. Make sure that you're going to the admissions websites for the individual colleges that you're interested in to verify all of the admission requirements. Requirements can change from year to year, so it's really important that you're closely looking at the admission criteria. So Hope Scholarship and Hope Grant. The Hope Scholarship can be used for both 2- and 4-year schools. To be eligible for the Hope Scholarship, you need to have at least a 3.0 Hope GPA and earn at least 4 credits from the academic rigor course list prior to graduating high school. So you can review your individual Hope GPA, again, by going to that Georgia Futures website. And then you can also review the academic rigor course list that they also have posted there as well. You'll need to graduate from a Georgia high school and be a Georgia resident for at least 1 year to be eligible for the Hope Scholarship. And you'll apply by completing the FAFSA your senior year. So we'll have more information for the seniors next year. For the Hope Grant, there is no initial GPA requirement. You use the Hope Grant for technical certificates or technical diplomas. In order to be eligible, you need to have a high school diploma or a GED and be a Georgia resident for at least 1 year. And the Hope Grant will cover a percentage of the tuition to earn that technical certificate or technical diploma. And you apply the same way by completing the FAFSA during your senior year. So those Hope rigor requirements for the Hope Scholarship, you need to have at least 4 from the following list. This list includes all of the Hope rigor classes that are offered here at Sprayberry. There's Algebra 2, Advanced Mathematical Decision Making, Pre-Calculus, all of the AP math courses. We offer physics and chemistry, all of the AP classes that are in the core subject areas, and advanced world languages. So example would be Spanish 2 and higher, and then all of the dual enrollment courses. These are all included in those Hope rigor classes. So which courses are weighted for Hope? Honors courses do not earn additional quality points when calculating your Hope GPA. Only AP, IB, and dual enrollment core courses can earn quality points, but they only give an additional half quality point up to a 4.0. Please remember that your HOPE GPA is not on your transcript. That HOPE GPA is based on your core course grades only. Any of your honors classes are not weighted. And then those AP and dual enrollment courses are only receiving a half extra quality point up to 4.0. Any middle school credit that you received is also not included. So please make sure that you're checking Georgia Futures to see what your HOPE GPA is. If you log into your Georgia Futures account and something doesn't look quite right, it's likely that your Social Security card is not on file at the school. So if you log in and something doesn't look normal, like you're not seeing what you are supposed to be seeing, then come to the counseling office and we'll verify whether or not you have a missing Social Security card. In this section, we're going to talk about other important information. This includes fee waivers for the SAT and/or ACT. If you receive free or reduced lunch, then you're eligible to receive 2 SAT and ACT waivers. You'll be required to prove your eligibility, so just stop by the counseling office and we'll give you more information regarding this. And once you take that SAT or ACT, you then become eligible for college application fee waivers, and you can receive up to 4 college application fee waivers. Letters of recommendation. Some colleges require a letter of recommendation from your counselor or your teachers. So make sure that you email your request at least 2 weeks in advance. A lot of times the teachers and counselors, we have a lot of these letters of recommendation that we have to complete. And so we need that advanced notice in order to get it done and before it's needed. Before you request your letters of recommendation, it is super important that you complete your senior brag sheet in your Navient account. This is the area where you get to tell us all of the wonderful things that you've done over your 4 years of high school and really brag about yourself. That helps us to be able to write a really great letter of recommendation for you. It's also important that you request the letter of recommendation from your teacher. First, ask them in person if they're willing to write you a letter of recommendation. Because if a teacher seems a little bit hesitant, then maybe you should choose a different teacher. Make sure you're choosing one that knows you really well and that knows your strengths as a student. So once you've spoken with your teacher in person and you know that they're willing to write you a letter of recommendation, you're going to go to your Navient account, click on colleges, click on letters of recommendation, and you're going to find your teacher in the drop-down list in order to make your request through Navient. You're then going to email the teacher, let them know that you've made the request in Navient for them to fill out your letter of recommendation. Common App versus direct to institution. When you go to apply to college, there's different ways in which colleges will accept applications. Currently, over 900 colleges are using Common App and more are being added every year. This is one common application and you fill it out and you're able to apply to different schools using that single application. Some colleges are direct to institution only, meaning you have to go to the individual college's website and fill out their specific application. This is important. Common App is not the same as Navient. Navient is our delivery system. We use it to send your transcript and your letters of recommendation along with the school profile. It's really important that you link your Navient account with your Common App. And instructions to do so are listed in our website, sprayberrycounseling.com. In order to request transcripts, you need to make sure that the colleges that you're applying to are added in your Navient account. So you'll log in, select the colleges tab, and under colleges I'm applying to, click on that plus button and add each of the colleges and universities that you're planning to apply to. And you'll add that application. Before requesting your transcript, you're going to go to My Payments Plus in order to pay $2 per transcript that you need to request, or you can bring $2 per transcript into the counseling office. You'll also fill out your transcript card in the counseling office as well. For any of the Common App schools that you're applying to, you need to make sure that you match your Common App with your Navient account. Another important option to keep in mind is dual enrollment, which is a program that allows 11th and 12th graders to take college classes while still completing their high school diploma. Dual enrollment pays 100% tuition, all the mandatory fees and the required textbooks, up to a cap of 30 hours, which equates to about 10 courses and 1 full year of college enrollment. If you're interested in dual enrollment, please go to our sprayberrycounseling.com website and click on that dual enrollment tab. You'll be required to complete all the paperwork and all the steps, and everything is laid out for you there. You do need to consider some of the challenges that come with dual enrollment and thinking through what colleges you're going to want to apply to following high school, because some colleges are going to prefer those advanced placement classes over dual enrollment. So it's just something to keep in mind. You also need to think about all of the other activities that you have during your day and after the school day. You got to think about transportation and parking, think about your scheduling complications and the fact that the college calendars are going to differ from our Cobb County school calendar, and all the different exam dates and the breaks. So there's a lot of different considerations that need to be taken into account before you sign up for dual enrollment. Okay, so your transcript review and status check. Transcript review. During our live presentation of this junior advisement, we walked through the individual transcripts so that students could understand where all of the information is located. If you missed the live presentation, please make an appointment to see your counselor so that we can do this with you and you can understand what is on your transcript. And just remember that when you do get your transcript and you start to look through it, you'll need those 23 credits to graduate, although most students that attend Sprayberry for all 4 years will have 32 credits at graduation. Your status check. Again, students who were in our live presentation received the status check along with an unofficial copy of their transcript. The status check goes through all of the required courses for graduation, and we check off all the things that you've earned. So again, make an appointment to see your counselor so that you can get your status check and that unofficial copy of your transcript, and we'll go through this with you to make sure that you understand. Okay, so on your graduation status report, each check mark is equivalent of a half credit. So as you see with our student example here, this student has 2 check marks on that 9th grade lit. That's 1 full credit. The student also has 2 checks on the 2nd English class, which is equivalent to 1 credit. So currently this student has 2 credits in English. This student has 3 credits in math. This student has 2 credits in science. This student has 1 credit of social studies. Down at health and personal fitness, this student has a half credit each of those. And then for career tech, fine arts, and foreign language, the student has 1 credit of Spanish 1, 1 full credit of Spanish 2, and 1 full credit of intro to culinary. And then under electives, remember we need 4 additional electives. There's a full credit of culinary and then another full credit of team sports. Please note again that if you're wanting to go to a 4-year college, that even though all of your math credits may be checked off, you may have 4, but if you want to go to that 4-year college or university, you need a math credit higher than Algebra 2 or Advanced Algebra. And then if you look down at the Career Tech, Fine Arts, and Foreign Language section, you're going to need those 2 credits within the same world language. Now we're going to transition to talking about Navigants, which I've already mentioned previously in our presentation. Navigants will send all of the information to colleges on your behalf. It's also where you're going to fill out that senior brag sheet that we talked about, and it's where you request your letters of recommendation. It's also where you're going to complete the bridge bill activities that are required by the state of Georgia. So, in order to get to Navigants from home, you're going to need to open up Google Chrome. This is the preferred browser for Navigants. You're going to go to cobbk12.org/Sprayberry, click on Menu on the left-hand side, click on Resources, then click Academic, then click Navigants. Click on Student or Parent. Students are going to log in using their Office 365 username and password, and this should be the same as how you access the computer at school. Navigants from school, you just log into the school computer as normal. You open Google Chrome, go to cobbk12.org, then click on the Find It Fast tab at the top right corner, and then click on Navigants, which is on the right-hand side, 4th button from the bottom. And this will take you directly to Navigants. Once you're in Navigants, you're going to click on Planner, then click Tasks. And then you'll see that 11th grade Bridge Loss Survey. So students, if you have not completed this Bridge Loss Survey yet in Navigants, you're going to be getting notification from your school counselor with instructions on how to complete. Once you've clicked on the survey, you'll come up to the right-hand side here and click Take this survey. Once you're done with the survey, don't log out just yet. Go back to the Tasks section to make sure that the Bridge Loss Survey was submitted properly, and then you're all done. And that concludes our junior advisement presentation. Again, please contact your school counselor or make an appointment if you want to come in to get that information of your status check and your transcript so that we can review that with you, especially if you missed this presentation.